Hey guys, this is Pedro back with another interview covering VCT Americas KICKOFF 2025. For this occasion, I'm here accompanied by kiNgg, once again the IGL of Leviatan, coming off of a match against MIBR where they came out on the losing and thus getting eliminated from said competition. So kiNgg, thank you so much. I really do appreciate you giving me a chance to do this interview despite this loss. Nevertheless, I gotta start off with exactly that, the match itself. There definitely plenty of like expectations, or more so plenty of like anticipation regarding your team, MIBR storylines surrounding it. But nevertheless, how are you feeling coming off of that match?
Honestly, um, I just like the only word I think that can properly describe it is just like disappointed. To be honest, I think we played really bad. I don't want to take merit out from the other team. Of course, like they played better than us, but that doesn't take away that we play like really bad right now. So just disappointing. We tried to change some stuff to like brute force some things into today's match, and it just wasn't enough. We weren't prepared enough. We were lacking a lot of things, and it showed in both matches that we lost.
Yeah, because I understand that this happened the day after you guys lost to G2. And obviously the turnaround has to be very quick. Exactly what were some of the things that you felt the team had to like address as quickly as you guys could, from the end of yesterday's match to today?
For example, on Pearl, we literally just went for comfort picks. We tried like old meta, like KO, and like double initiator with KO. It wasn't working that well. Then we tried the double initiator again, but with Tejo it didn't work very well. So we kind of knew that we're gonna pick Pearl. That they were gonna pick Pearl because it looked really disgusting against G2. So we're expecting that pick, and we kind of tried to surprise it. We prac it yesterday.
Mm.
It felt like way better than what we did against G2. But again, it wasn't enough. We still like we're lacking like big fundamental stuff. We're not playing properly as a team sometimes. So even with doing like quick fixes, like the important ones, it's just impossible to change in a span of one day. So it was just like that's what I mean, like trying to like brute force some things into today's match, and again, it wasn't enough.
Mhm. I mean, even so, you guys were in the position to like actually close the series out into your favor, coming out with a victory. Obviously, I'm looking at split and the very end of that map in which you guys came back, forced overtime, and then from that point it could have gone either way. Obviously, it went MIBR's way. Walk me through those final set of rounds and just having to trying to stop MIBR and just having to try to come out on the winning end, and also how difficult it was for you guys to kind of string the final set of rounds to victory.
Honestly, we were pretty confident, even though we were like at some point down 12-9. We knew we could have taken it because we were getting like unlucky. We had like a specific game plan of how we wanted to approach like the end of the game. Because usually we go for like mid takes and blah 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 and stuff, and we wanted to just change the game plan a little bit because we wanted to play like around aspas up. And as I said, like when we were going through the game plan, it was we were unlucky a lot of times. And then whenever we started winning, I'm like, okay, I know we're gonna go to OT because I know it's gonna work, and we condition like really well how we wanna like make up a little bit like our first intention, you know. But whenever we got to OT, it was just bad play like at A because I'm a B player. We still haven't talked about the game, but
Mhm.
we just got railed at A. They just straight up went for an exec. We just got demolished. 5v3 retake. They have everything, so it was a really hard round to win. And then on the attack, we wanted to just go also for like an exec because I knew they were gonna be upping, so I didn't want to play slow. and we didn't wait for like the bifurcation ramp, so we just like faced dry to the op. We died, so we're instantly into a 5v4. So it just got really complicated for stuff that, as I said before, like if we were like in a full form, if we're playing correctly, we will be doing like every step correctly, and we're not even like managing to go from like even like making the first step correctly. We're messing up on that, and we're also like messing up in into like like transitioning from first step to second step. You know, even though like me as an HL or like our coaches have tried to like really put it in detail. Okay, we need to do it like this. We're still like lacking, so it's like hard. I don't know if maybe a month and a half wasn't enough. We're just like, I don't know. It's just hard, you know.
I think like a lot of things balled up together, more so snowballed that just kind of got you guys in a pretty like unwinnable situation. It kind of feels like, right? Just like it felt like nothing was going right for you guys, especially at those critical times against MIBR at the very end, right?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. I mean, nevertheless, like the fact that you guys were able to, suffer from that G2 loss, move on, try to rebound against MIBR, almost coming out of it with the victory. It's a show of the potential of you guys of improving and taking that, for the future, and hopefully you guys can do that in exactly as that. And so, I mean, in general, like definitely we saw Leviatan show its strengths, also obviously its weaknesses. I've had a chance to talk to like yourself and a few other people within this team during this competition. But as you guys now look towards the start of stage one, and having to like reflect on uh, what happened in kickoff, what do you feel was the biggest strength and the biggest weakness that the team showed in the server in this competition?
Um, Definitely. I think one of our weaknesses, as I said, we're messing up in doing the steps of like doing just the stuff properly, and we're messing up on doing a default and transitioning to something else. Where because we're not understanding the I don't want to go that in depth because it's just gonna be too long. So like TLDR is just we're doing something, and whenever we have to go to like from A to B, we're like trying to rush into doing the B part. Like we're doing the A part, and then when you go for the B part, it's like okay, we're not doing this properly. We're not taking our time. We're not doing the transitioning properly, to put it in a way. It's kind of hard to explain because it's like some things going like into like into the team, so it's like hard to like give all the insight, but that's what's happening. And also, I don't know. I think one of our strengths, I think we still have like a really good firepower overall. Me and Corvin are like still like trying to. We're a pretty good duo of like uh me IGLing and Corvin helping me a lot in the mid rounds into like giving me ideas. We're a pretty good duo, so I'm feeling pretty happy still of that. And I know we have like the key to achieve that like final form for us. You know.
I mean, I think one other person that you feel like, and well, more so that I feel like showed plenty of promise is Demon One, because I remember
Yeah.
last year there was plenty of talk about him being on the race and him not playing well on the race, all that stuff. We saw him play race today, and it was a much better showing of him on that agent. And I mean, like going into him in particular, what do you feel is like uh, what did you kind of see out of like Demon One today and having to like play these types of agents, and also like what does that tell about like the future potential that he has to not only move on from kickoff but also improve in the same way that you guys are wanting to improve later on down the year?
Um, I think a lot of people talking about Demon One, they just like talk about the short term or like that he's not good enough. Because yeah, of course, like he had a pretty good year with EG. He was like the rookie of the year. He was, I'm pretty sure, like MVP of like the whole tournament back then when they were champions. Uh, but yeah, like I think they had a system that it favored like Max playing both like Jet and Smokes. And so we know that Max is a really talented player, that he can play whatever he wants. But why we want him like on duelist role is because he has enough time to learn from us, from watching other entry players, how to like properly like start playing the role, you know. And from start and how we're playing right now, he has improved like so much. And it really blows my mind that people actually believe that Max cannot play race, because as I said, he's a really talented player, and he's really improved on his race. His jet is already really good. We tried some Euro there, but it's still like on discussion. But he has the potential to be one of the best duelists overall. You know, he already has the mechanics. He has the aim. It's only like the role itself that he's already been improving so much.
I mean, I think that's like the theme of this team's showing in kickoff. Like, has plenty of room for improvement, and top six, sure. I mean, it's disappointing to absorb this, but like I've been saying so many times in this conversation, you guys can build off of this, and you guys can move on and improve and show a much better showing of yourselves in stage one, because back then last year you guys weren't able to qualify for Masters Madrid, but you saw how that turned out. You guys were able to
Yep.
improve, ended up being undefeated in the regular season of VCT Americas, and then yeah, move on from that. A few more questions before I wrap up. Um, I know I know I asked this to you, literally coming off of a match against the MIBR, being eliminated, all that stuff, but still, if you could give like a rating of 1 to 10, where do you think Leviatan stands right now?
Like how we're playing from 1 to 10.
Yeah.
We'll give a solid 3, maybe 3.5. Like we're really under what we can actually do.
Mhm.
So that's why I'm like so disappointed, because we're not even close of playing decent. Like in my opinion, we're really like playing bad.
And as we now look forward to seeing Leviathan show themselves again in stage one, for you, kiNgg, just focusing on yourself, what do you feel is the one thing that you have that you want to focus on the most, in preparing for the next stage?
Just like plain and simple. I just want like the team to understand and really like um um I don't know the word in English, but basically like the identity we want to be, like what team we want to be and how we want to like play every situation. It's just like for me the most important thing, and it's what makes you a good team. So I'm like sad and disappointed that we couldn't like we had, I feel like we had like 3 4 different like personalities into the team, like as a whole, you know. And I just want my biggest like goal, and what I want to achieve for this split is just being that team that understands every situation and how to play around them, and it get to a point it's just natural. So you're like a faster team when you watch your reactions, when you're getting exact how you, if you want to flow, if you want to retake, you want to fight it. It's just like a lot of things that are pretty simple, but if you're not on sync because if you, even if you take like 3 to 4 seconds to understand what's happening, that's really like really bad. I just want to get to that point that whenever something happens, like everyone is like connected in with each other. It's gonna be okay. We're gonna do this, and just gonna insta commit, and we're gonna just be like that team that's gonna be really hard to play against.
Mhm. Only bigger and brighter things await Leviathan. That's how I honestly feel, and hopefully you guys can able to achieve that in the future. So, kiNgg, thank you so much for answering all my questions for this interview. Really do appreciate you giving me a time to do this. Despite the loss once again, and of course, hopefully you guys can bounce back in stage one and beyond. So, thank you so much, and best of luck in the like in the break.